Look, trading is definitely not easy, especially when you're starting out. It might be, so many indicators out there, so much information out there. You might get overwhelmed with where to start, what to focus on. Listen, what you want to do is focus on the basics, focus on the simple questions. Why does the market move up? Why does the market move down? Try and find your own edge, right? And when things don't go too well, when you have a losing day or a losing streak or a losing week, or the markets aren't there, you have to come back, be accountable with your own actions. Ask yourself the question, why did you place this trade? Was it a revenge trade? Were you trying to make back your losses? Maybe you lost the trade in the morning and try and make those losses back in the afternoon. Or trying to take a trade every single day, right? So to be very honest, these actions that you might be experiencing before, you might be doing it right now, or in the midst of it, a lot of these actions, to be honest, is just out of not knowing truly how the markets work. We can't approach the market every day as if it was a normal. Not all trading days are going to be the exact same. Okay, not all trading days are the exact same. We need to make sure we know when to play defensive, when we shouldn't be putting our risk out in the market, and knowing when we should actually put risk in the markets. This August period, right? It's been quite choppy to the lead end of August. Not a lot of movement. S&P ranging, and if you're not sure what to do, this is when you can make the biggest losses out there. So it comes back to, I would say, three key things. Number one, having a plan, being crystal clear with your own opportunities and looking for nothing more than that, right? If you go to a shopping center with no shopping list, you can end up buying stuff you didn't originally think to buy, right? It will be there. So know exactly what your setups are for, and rather than go into the market and say, let me try and find an opportunity, let me try and find a move, go to the marketplace and ask the question, let me try and find my setup. Where is my opportunities? Where's my strategy actually leading the way? Okay, that's the first most important thing, having a plan. The second point is forward thinking. Always think about what's going to happen in the future, right? If the markets aren't doing much right now, it might be a silver lining, right? We understand when markets on the daily time frame are ranging, going nowhere, that just indicates there's a next potential movement, right? And go back to my point earlier, right? A lot of these mistakes of over trading, approach the market as if every day is the same day. A lot of this is just not knowing how markets truly work. And once you understand more in-depth topics, for example, seasonality data, the seasonals will highlight when good months are great and when months aren't great to trade. For example, August, right? We know August isn't the greatest months to trade. Therefore, we need to hold far. We need to be more defensive than being aggressive. Okay. And the third point I would say is just staying disciplined and having a journal. Right. Every action, as traders, very simple. We are decision makers. So if you can stay accountable and really document why you made a certain decision, right? Why you're a market buyer or seller, why did you place the position you placed? And why did you exit the trade when you exited? If you can stay accountable and document why you made those certain decisions, you can see very quickly where you're going very well, what your strengths are, right? It might be your entries are perfect, it might meet all strategy rules. It just might be the place in which you're placing those positions, the context of the chart, your timing might be getting wrong, right? You'll be able to figure out where you're going wrong. Sometimes the worst losses is taking a loss and not knowing where you went wrong, because you can't then improve on that, right? But as soon as you take the loss, but you know exactly what to improve on, you know exactly where your shortcomings are. And look, it just means there's room to improve. It just means, we're never going to get to a stage where you've made it or you're a perfect trader. There's always going to be things to look at, right? Once you've mastered seasonality data, you might want to move into commercial data, right? What the market makers actually doing, and then looking at open interest, right? There's so many, financial markets are so depth regarding different topics. There's so much more to learn, and I think that's a mindset you can have. It gives you a good perspective to know there's a lot more out there for you to learn. You just need to figure out where you are right now within your own journey. Look, if you're starting out 6 months to a year, the primary focus is just to learn how markets work. Once you have a good grasp of that, you then want to focus what your own niche is. What is your edge of the market? What are you trying to take out of the market? That's between 1 and 2 years, as I say. Anything further beyond that, now it's just a case of repetition, practicing, and honing your task. Theory is one thing, practically doing is another, right? In my mind, I'm the best footballer in the world. do on the football field is very different, right? So look, you can be the master of financial markets in theory, right? You know what a reversal pattern may look like, you know what price does in certain areas, etc., etc., etc. To actually go through it, place trades, having the emotion that comes from holding a position, being a bit in a slight drawdown, right? That experience, the theory can't teach you that. So it's just knowing what to look for, having that understanding of how markets work, and then actually going ahead and doing it, and then building your stomach, building that stamina to be able to hold those trades. So if you are feeling a bit lost, if you are feeling a bit, down, just add perspective to it, right? Markets are always going to give you opportunities, right? What we want to focus on is ourselves and our own actions, right? So stay accountable, keep journaling your trades, know that the market's always going to give us opportunities, just know what your opportunities look like, and we can go from there.